Okay, so SJP, Sarah Jessica Parker, is speaking out about Kim Cattrall's return to the Sex and the City franchise. Kim makes a cameo as Samantha Jones in the new season of And Just Like That. SJP told an Australian talk show how it went down. Watch.
It was an idea that we had that was really about our 25 years and celebrating that. And she had surfaced, obviously, in the first season, but this just simply takes those texts and it puts a face with it, a face that, you know, a gorgeous face that we love and that the audience has loved. And it's, you know, it's just a quick pop. It's just a phone call, and it's very much, it will be familiar.
What do we think of Samantha Jones' return? I could not stop looking at the crooked necklace, but go ahead.
Oh, I was looking at it and I was wishing that they would be on camera more, because I think it's hard to find like real moments, especially on obviously something that's recorded like this, but just to have a real palpable energy between those two and see how they let that manifest through their characters. I mean, a lot of times you have to act like you're having a fight in the car with Erica, but if you guys are really having real life beef, but being able to be professional, but then like also convey that on camera, I think it would be a real opportunity to have like a real magical moment.
Yeah, I think I think we're past that clearly. And I was all for Samantha's character coming back because I thought that it would be a gift to the fans. But ultimately, whatever's going on underneath all of this is bad enough that other people are talking about it within production. And anytime, like in an ensemble, if you have someone who doesn't want to be there, then they can become a cancer to the entire production.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's one of those things where it's like, if this was a way to kind of like give honor to the project, to the fans, while having her in there but not interrupting the balance of a production that people seem to be happy working on, I think it's great.
Yeah, you're right. Culture matters.
Yeah,
Can we get back to the necklace?
Yeah, for sure. Let's get to the necklace.
It just bothers me.
Go back to the necklace. Show me what. So you
see how it's stuck?
It's not stuck. There's a hole, we found out. It's purposely going through the seam and leaving it out in sort of an asymmetrical, edgy chain, which I think you would like, Sam.
It's very cute.
Oh, I'm told that we have okay, so we can solve the debate right now.
Oh.
There is, she did another interview. Okay, so let's see if it's still stuck. We don't have it?
What is happening?
Tori ruined that. She jumped the gun on the whole thing.
That was an interview. That was the interview.
Can we see it again? Oh, that's a separate interview from the original one. Yeah. Oh, so then it is a shirt.
Yeah.
That's a weird shirt. Do you think that's
cute.
a new trend? Would you?
I think it looks really dope.
That doesn't look like a necklace is stuck?
No, I would wear it.
Oh.
But I take risks.
I dig
Clearly.
You know what I was thinking about?
That didn't go as planned.
Yeah, sorry. You know what? Oh, should we move on?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Let's move on.
Yeah.
No one cares. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's happening?
Speaking of feuds, former Real Housewife Bethenny Frankel is reacting to being dissed on Sex and the City. In one scene, Carrie says she has been avoiding renting a house in the Hamptons, and another character asked if that's because of Bethenny Frankel. What? Bethenny posted the clip with the caption saying, "Sipping on my new brand of wine that just paid for my house in the Hamptons."
I love it.
You do?
I mean, I love that she responded like that, but I don't know, is it cool to like call somebody out? Because when you do that, you can write that as a Hollywood writer and go back home. You're now sending an avalanche of...
She was a housewife. She's used to the publicity. Let me just
but
tell
I
you.
don't know if she deserves that.
No.
Unless is she getting paid?
Not only did she not deserve it, that was a plus for her.
Does she get paid?
That's an asset. No, she doesn't get paid. She's a pop culture, fair rights. She likes that.
It's
That's
fair
a line.
rights?
Yeah.
Do you want to just put like a Beyonce song underneath what we're talking about?
No, that's copyrighted. There are laws. This is speech.
Her
and
name,
it's
image, and likeness isn't
her likeness
copyrighted?
wasn't used. They mentioned someone that's famous. Let me tell you, this is good for her brand. She was sipping tea with the brand. She loves this. To be mentioned, what an asset.
Fame or shame, it's all the same game.
Yes, yeah, you guys aren't getting 50,000 blank text.
You know, with those 50,000 blank texts or DMs or whatever, it's like, thank you for contributing to the algorithm.
Yes.
Today, because of you going on and on my social media, I'm going to go to the store and purchase something in your honor. And that's where Bethenny Frankel is
Right
at
now.
this point. Like,
That's right.
people think they're doing something. Like, you can go and say disparaging things and have conversations and come after people on social media. A lot of us are taking it to the bank, and that's just the way it works.
She doesn't
I
need
would just say
right?
this. My personal dignity and mental health isn't worth taking
Personal
anything to
dignity,
the
she loves that.
worth taking anything to the bank. Some people don't have any. wouldn't have any interest in that. I wouldn't want to get 100,000 I hate Al Jackson tweets so I can get
I
an
get
extra
it, Al.
100 grand.
I
don't
get
want
it,
that.
but you're also not a social media
Right,
presence.
right.
I can hardly get you to respond to something when I'm actually tagging you on
right,
things.
right.
She is a
That's why I'm
social
happy.
media presence.
Yeah.
She is a provocateur on social media, just like she was on Housewives.
Yeah.
This is a whole brand for her.
Right.
So the idea of if getting an influx of 50,000, 100,000, whatever, that is all money for her, and
Jeff,
that's
do
what
you
she
think?
does.
So, like on Entourage, the male Sex and the City version,
Yeah.
they've made jokes about certain actors, right? They say Vince Vaughn put on some weight, and then Vince Vaughn saw the characters out at the bar. He didn't like that crack. And other people
Oh,
are
he
like,
didn't like
oh,
that?
we're going to switch directors. And like, who's directing? They're like, Michael Bay. And they're like, I'm out. So all these people in the industry, because everyone watches it, weren't happy about that. Like other actors they name and like, you're going to ruin your career if you get that guy's agent. And it's like, dude, why would you say that about me? And they have to see them in their real life.
makes
And he's
it
like,
real,
and he's like,
though.
dude, I was just reading the script.
Yeah.
But like towards the end, they adjusted it to their friends, and they're like, I'm not saying it about Charlie Sheen. I'm not saying that bad.
That's
You know, it's like
interesting.
because I listened to a podcast about it.
Algorithm and like that.
Well, first of all, Entourage is
stick up your
before. This
butt.
isn't even the same thing. We're talking about potential of harm based on real characters at that time, because they had people playing themselves talking about don't use that guy's agent. That is very different than I'm not going to go and buy a house in the Hamptons. Is it because of Bethenny Frankel? Yeah, yes or no. Like, that's two totally different things.
the exact same thing.
It is not the same
You're wrong.
thing.
We're going to table this.
Yeah.
That's where the
Don't
debate
move to this
went.
neighborhood because this person's that's toxic.
It's not even that. It's like, first of all, Sarah Jessica Parker has, you don't even know the show. Why am I arguing with you?
I
You have
think I
no
can
idea
follow
what
the
you're talking
concept.
about. No,
It's not
Sarah
Inception.
Jessica Parker has a podcast. That would be like somebody being like, oh, there's somebody that you have like a rivalry
a
with
compliment.
within the
It was a
industry.
compliment.
It's not even that serious,
Right.
but it's something that's like, oh, well, are you gonna live in the same neighborhood as this person? Well, probably not. I mean, it's not that serious.
If they said that on a TV show about Erica Cobb, would you think it was good publicity?
If I got mentioned by first and last government name on Sex and
I'd
the
be
City,
thrilled.
That would be, yes, I'd be
Thrilled.
okay.
Thrilled.
I would be okay.
I think I would too.
All right,
What are we talking about here?
moving on. We're
wouldn't
still
want
going to
that.
talk about Sex in the City, though, Al.
Thank
so here
goodness.
we go. Prepare for more
goodness.
sex and
That's why I
nudity.
got up this morning.
Did you know that? There's more sex and nudity. Many of the characters bear all in the first 2 episodes of the new season. Cynthia Nixon, who plays Miranda, says it's not her favorite thing to do, but will strip down if it makes sense for the character. A lot of people feeling like the sex scenes are forced.
Yeah, so the word on the street is #cringe.
Really?
And I don't mean that because of they're older and you're seeing their bodies. I'm like all for that. But apparently it feels a little aggressive and manipulative and a little like too much.
Why manipulative and aggressive? I'm just trying to unpack it.
Right. So the first scene apparently is like Charlotte topless, and it's like in your face, and it seems to be competing with like other shows that have been doing kind of edgier things. And Sex and the City always had sex in it. I get it, but apparently it's a little
Erica's not
forced.
feeling it.
I mean, listen, I know that you don't feel like it's because of age, but I definitely feel like it's because of age. There are gratuitous sex scenes all the time.
Think about
And
Game of Thrones.
I just think that people aren't comfortable with women of a certain age being in sex scenes and showing their bodies. That's how I
You think
feel
like
about it.
subconsciously? I feel. What are you laughing at?
No, I think you're
feel you.
speaking to your truth, but I don't think that is the prevailing truth under it all. We are very like women of a certain age
Yeah,
can't be
I feel
seen
that.
or shown that way.
I like how just because you went like that, it made it like you're proud.
What do you mean what I do?
I don't know. It's just like if you show someone naked in the patch, like how dare they take advantage of that woman that way? And you're like, I'm all for the nakedness, and then it's like women's rights.
no.
It's like you can say the same story and take both sides.
But that's the point. Women's rights means if you want to show your boobs, your choice is your women's rights. I'm okay with that.
I don't know.
But what I don't like
What's
is
it-
I don't
Never
think
mind.
the last one, for instance, was well written. Like Che Diaz, that character
You're not alone in your thoughts.
Terrible. And it's not because of, it was how she was written.
I'm just going to do that when I want to disparage someone. I hate that guy. I'm all for it.
Switching gears, remember these iconic scenes from Maury Povich's show? Take a look.
David, you are the father. You are not. You are the father.
Okay, now Maury is launching a DNA paternity test company where you can reveal those results at home. Maury's company is called The Results Are In. The tests include all the materials and instructions for how to take a sample of DNA, which is then sent to a lab. Brilliant.
It's just like Jason Biggs. What is he doing? A pie company. He leans into it. It's great. Secure your bag.
I wouldn't even say leans into it. I think his name is synonymous
I agree.
with paternity tests. I'm just surprised it took this long.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, Karamo has had a whole season taken over for Maury. Why wasn't this like right after the announcement? Why are we waiting so long on this?
The epiphany came later.
I think ethically.
It's going to be trickery.
After 30 seasons, the epiphany came?
Yes. Well, no, he just ended a couple years ago. But you know what?
30.
Do you know what the trickery is going to be?
What?
You know most of the people are not going to be willing participants. So you're going to have to go to the toothbrush. You're going to have to cut his hair in the middle of the night. You're going to have to like... No, you're going to.
No, there's going to be...
That's the only way you're going to get that DNA sample.
Sam, this will go to the...
First of all, if he's there in the middle of the night, just ask him for it.
No, he won't give it to you.
What are you talking about? He's sleeping there. You're going to cut his hair?
Yes.
What else are you doing, you weirdo, while I'm sleeping?
No, you find their
Not me, but...
you find their trash and you get the DNA.
Yep.
I bet you this goes to the Supreme Court for the Fourth Amendment of illegal search and seizure. I'm not kidding you. They're going to find DNA in ways that you didn't offer, and that's going to be a legal issue.
Home DNA tests are not new.
For you, they're not, but not to a partner. I can take my own DNA and give it freely, but you can't do it.
Isn't this like a serious thing, though?
It's still finding out who the father is at home by submitting a sample is not new. Maury's just doing it.
But isn't it kind of make it like if
Y'all I've never heard of paternity tests at home.
Apparently, everybody know who the daddy is.
Once you submit that sample, aren't you giving that person's DNA out to
That's what
other
I'm saying,
medical
without
places?
their consent.
Insurance companies can turn you down. Like, I don't know. It's kind of serious.
It's without consent.
And then when someone comes to your house, like you're crying, like Sam's crying, not you.
I'll take your tissue and I'll send it to the DNA company.
I know you would, you stinker. I'm just saying, like, if you're in a serious situation, I know we got to go, and it's like, man, I don't know who the father is. I'm like, hold on, I'm going to go out and get a Maury Povich test. Are you the father? And we'll settle this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It kind of brings like levity to it.
The dude's DNA, though.
Well, I'll call you.
Investigative Sam. That's my name.